and welcome everyone to the Ask Eric D show number 4. Today we discuss 3 real important topics. Number 1, tax deductions and the new code as of January 1st, 2018, how this affects property and the trajectory for the next 5 years for real estate and Netflix and chill. To get started for tax deductions, we have my good friend and financial advisor Joseph Auday on the line. Joseph, do we have you on now?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
So let's get right to it. So you and I were having a conversation this morning about tax deductions and the new code that's been effective January 1st, 2018. Using an example like my client, Jack, who I'm going to be seeing in a couple days. His property is $2.2 million. The buyer for that property is going to be at 1.25% tax for real estate taxes annually. Puts him at
$27,500 in just property taxes. He can only deduct $10,000.
Correct. And then let's just assume that the buyer is at an income bracket of about $250,000 to $400,000. So let's just say $300,000. This person is going to pay 10%, which is $30,000 in state taxes.
So they used to be able to deduct $57,500, right? The 30 plus the $27,500 in property taxes. They used to be able to deduct $57,500 in 2017. Now they can only deduct 10.
Right.
A difference of $47,500
In deductions.
means this person is roughly paying an extra $14,000 federal taxes, which is horrific.
Right.
And sadly, in California, that's not really that expensive of a home, and that's not actually making an insane amount of money. These are like upper middle class people that really help grow our economy, and those people are getting hit significantly with an extra, $15,000, let's say, to round up. People that thought they were going to get some money back are getting nothing, if not owing. And people that thought they figured out exactly what they need to pay and have done a good job to try and pay what they owe are now owing and are also upset. So it's very sad. Hopefully we'll figure it out, or maybe we won't.
What do you do on a rainy day?
Myself personally, I'm a fan of this concept. It's called Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. Please educate us.
I googled it the other day. The kids are saying it.
Well, listen, I thank you so much for your time today, and I'm sure we'll be seeing or hearing more of you in the upcoming shows. Appreciate it, boss.
Thank you, Eric. Have a good one.
Bye. One of the things that we as professionals get asked on a regular basis is when is a good time to sell? People need to sell any time of the year for various reasons. Death, marriage, growth in family gets smaller, job increase, job loss, health. When is the right time to sell? So right now, based on what's happening with the rates, where the rates currently are, and what's happening with the tax deduction situation that will start to really sink in and settle in for most of the buyers and most of the average American within the next 6 months after they have to file taxes and after they have to either A, get lesser deductions, or B, have to pay more for the federal that they weren't paying before. If you actually have to sell for any of those 5 to 7 reasons in the next, call it 6 to 12 months, it would be in your best interest for you to consider selling sooner rather than later. Another thing is selling property. We, as of this recording, is March 6, 2019. The average property homeowner that sells their home takes something in the tune of 30 to 90 days to get a bona fide buyer, and the transaction closes about 45 days thereafter. So imagine that the homeowner lists their home in March, April, May. This is the consumer, the seller, that's going to be selling their property June, July, August. And historically is during these months when these folks wind up selling their home for the absolute highest dollar per square foot. That being said, if you're thinking of buying your property, of selling your property, if selling your home is what you're looking to do here in the next year or so, highly consider talking to your local realtor or talking to your family and considering actually having people over to give you an evaluation and give you the financial output for the next 90 days, as if this is something that's going to happen here in the near future, it will be in your best interest. Through the course of the next half a decade, here's what you should keep an eye out for. So in 2008, we saw property values go from the upswing to start to descend. And they descended all the way down to 2012. The difference between 2008 through 2012 of depreciation in home values was something in the tune of 38 to 42%. Call it 40% of equity lost over the course of the 4 years. Now what you could see is in 2018 to about 2023, during the course of those 4 to 5 years, we will correct ourselves and get to a market correction of about 20 to 25%. The thing about that though is that no one really knows when this 25% differential will actually happen. It can happen this next quarter, it can happen next year, it can all happen closer to 2021, 22. What we do know is that property values are no longer increasing across the board. Cut and dry. So if you're thinking that you want to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 or 5 years to actually get your home sold because you want to price the market correctly and get the most money, my friends, that ship has sailed. You are no longer going to be in a position to do so unless you wait through the next 5 or so years and then catch the market as it goes up and then tops off again, something in the tune of about 5 to 7 years thereafter. At the end of the day, all the technology that there may be and data that there may be available for the consumer, it needs to be analyzed and it needs to be scrutinized for specific needs. What I do on a rainy day, work out, steam, clean out my office, call people because they're home. So I like to take advantage of the fact that there's rain. People like to stay in. And quite frankly, they're a little nicer on the phone when they're in and they're doing stuff at home. I imagine that they're doing family stuff, hot chocolate, tea, baking, in front of the television, like Joseph said, Netflix and chill, whatever that means. Thanks again for watching Ask Eric D, episode number 4. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube, and for further questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to DM me or comment below. Thank you.